Okay, so by now you should have looked at this diagram of procedure, and hopefully you have noticed a couple of things. Thing number one is that we're going to have a ramp. The ramp is going to be sort of resting on top of that plastic cup, and at the top of the ramp we're going to have a medium marble. The medium marble is always going to be the one that rolls down the ramp. And the marble that we're testing is the marble at the bottom of the ramp. Okay, so we start off with the small marble. We'll do a couple trials with the small marble, then we'll use the medium marble, number 2, and it'll be there. 5 more trials, and the large marble, more trials. And what we're going to have do is the marble's going to roll down, it's going to hit that marble, and in this case, the small marble is going to accelerate this way. So we're going to have to record those things we talked about, the distance that it travels using the tape measure, and of course the stopwatch that we have as well, because we need to know the distance and the time. So how are we going to set this up? Well, if we go up to the procedure and we have our setup, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to collect our materials. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set it up like the picture. Set up materials like the diagram below. What are some things that need to be true about that? Well, first of all, we should probably have a ramp resting on a plastic cup. And we should have medium marble number 1 at the top of the ramp. Okay? And the marble that we're testing is going to be at the bottom of the ramp. Marble we are testing. This could be the small, it could be the medium number 2 marble, or it could be the large marble. The marble that we're testing is going to be at the bottom of the ramp, lined up with the tape measure at 0 centimeters. Okay, lined up with 0 centimeters on the tape measure. Okay. And at the other end of the tape measure, we will have a book or something, and we will have this sort of foam track. We'll have something to keep the marbles from going left or right. They'll be in sort of a track. So we'll have foam tracks on either side to keep marble straight, and we'll have a book or something at the end to stop it from rolling too far. Okay? So you should have written this setup into your lab report here. Ideally, you're going to want this in red text. I don't know why it changed to black, but when it's red text, it helps me know that you wrote it, not me. Okay? And then we're going to move on to the test procedure, which we're going to reveal one step at a time as we think through it. All right, so the first thing that we'll obviously be doing as part of our test procedure would be to place the medium marble at the top of the ramp. It all starts by rolling that thing down. And then the next step would be to, of course, have that marble at the bottom lined up. It's kind of something we've already said here, but we're going to establish it again. And we're going to roll that medium marble down until it hits that marble, and then we're going to do something at the moment that it hits the marble. What do you think we're going to do? Yeah, we're going to record something. We're going to record the time. So we're going to want to use our stopwatch. So we're going to roll that medium marble down the ramp until it hits the other marble. And the moment they collide, we are going to start the stopwatch. And then this small marble is going to roll away, roll away, roll away. Maybe it'll stop right here. Maybe it will go all the way to the book and get knocked by the book. All right, but if it stops or if it hits that book, that's the moment where we're going to stop the stopwatch. Okay, so when the marble stops moving and it hits the foam at the end, we're going to stop the timer. And then we're going to do something with that time that we just recorded. We're going to put it in our data table. Okay, so oops. Let's get this all looking good. So we're going to record the time data in the data table. So let's just look at that data table real quick. All right, so we're going to have the mass of the marble written up here. We're going to have the distance that it traveled and the time that it traveled. So let's not forget that after we've recorded the time, we also should record the distance, and we'll of course put that in our data table. So we're going to, number 9, measure the data, and number 10, we're going to record the data. Okay? Now remember, we're not writing down the distance and the time just for no reason. We're going to take that distance and time and we're going to calculate speed. So we're going to calculate the speed by doing distance divided by time. And we're going to then repeat it for 5 trials for all the marbles. Okay, so distance time, calculate speed, distance time, calculate speed, 5 times for the large marble. For the medium marble, we're going to do it 5 times. And for the small marble, we're going to do it 5 times. And after we've done it 5 times, we will be able to calculate an average by adding up all of these speeds and dividing by our number of trials. Okay, so calculate the average speed from each of the 5 trials of the marble. I'm just going to go ahead and add that and say add up all trials and divide by number of trials. Okay, add it all up and divide. That's how we find the average. Okay, so at this point, pause the video, do what you need to do, get this test procedure written down into your OneNote notebook so that tomorrow you are ready to begin. We're going to go through a couple other things in the next video, so stay posted.